My name is Coach Mike. I'm here with Hisham, and we're going to be working on the deltoid. To begin with, we're going to do some warm-up exercises just to lubricate the joints, because two things that joints really love is space and lubrication. So we're going to do some rotations, okay? So Hisham, I just want you to keep your elbows bent at 90 degrees and really articulate, yes, the delt. Okay, just give me about 5 times for this arm and 5 times for that arm. Okay. So the idea is really to articulate and make sure that you rotate that ball and socket joint and just get as much lubrication around the joint as possible. Okay, Hisham, just drop your arms to the side of your body, and then let's do external rotation. So keep your elbows in, inside, okay, and then, okay, from here, let's go outwards. Okay, close, okay. You can just come close here. Okay, all right. Keep this one inside. Good. Yes. All right. There we go. So this is external and internal rotation. Once again, articulating the ball and socket joint. Okay, very, very important joint in the body. You don't want to damage this joint. It's very, very versatile. It is also responsible for movements like circumduction. So again, that would be a very good way to warm up the shoulder joint. Okay, Hisham, let's try one more time. Okay, keep your elbows at 90 degrees and articulate that ball and socket joint really well. Let's just get as much lubrication as possible. Good, champ, good going. Okay, great, you can put the dumbbells down. So one of the most important things is to make sure that before you get into a workout and start doing the heavy movements, you adequately prepare yourself, prepare your joints, and then you get into the movement. Okay, our first movement is going to be seated dumbbell press. We're going to demonstrate how this exercise is done correctly. One of the most common mistakes that we see in the gym is people trying to go too heavy and maybe just using incorrect lifting form. So with Hisham here, I'm just going to demonstrate how to do this exercise correctly. The idea is to stimulate the muscle and not to annihilate the muscle. So always bear that in mind. You don't have to lift a crazy amount of weight to build muscle. You always have to make sure that you're providing enough stress to the muscle to stimulate growth and not to annihilate the muscle. Okay, so I'm just going to have Hisham bring the dumbbells up to shoulder level. Okay, and then as you can see, he's going to bend his elbows up to 90 degrees and press all the way up. Okay, the idea is to maintain strain or stress on the working muscle, which is the deltoid area. This is primarily a mass building exercise which targets the deltoids. Okay, great, Hisham, doing well. Okay, good job. All right, so you'll find that a lot of the times, because the delt has got 3 heads, people get confused as to which head exactly is being targeted by this exercise. This is actually a compound exercise that's working pretty much the 3 heads of the deltoid, the front, the side, as well as the posterior delt. We're going to try just a few more reps, just to demonstrate once again. Let's try 5 more reps. Okay, so I want you to, drop your elbows up to my hands and press. Good job. There we go. And press. Okay, good job. So that is the seated dumbbell press, one of the first exercises that we do with Hisham when he's doing his shoulder workouts. The next exercise that we're going to do is going to be an isolation movement to target the lateral head of the delt. Bear in mind the deltoid has got 3 heads, and we're going to start by isolating the lateral head. So Hisham, okay, so in order to isolate the side deltoids, okay, we're going to do lateral raises using the dumbbells. All right. So this is an isolation exercise. One of the common mistakes that we see in the gym is, people trying to go too heavy. Again, just to maybe try and build more muscle. That's not the idea. The idea is to completely isolate the muscle, target that specific head that we're trying to work on, which is the lateral head of the deltoid. And as you can see, Hisham is not using a lot of weight, but he's keeping it under very, very good control. Okay, just putting enough stimulation on the correct muscle, which is the lateral head of the deltoid. This is a great exercise to enhance the deltoid cap, and an exercise that I highly recommend that you include in your deltoid workouts. Okay, good job. Next, we're going to demonstrate the front raise, which is going to target the anterior deltoid, which is the front delt. Again, A common mistake that we see in the gym is people swinging the weight, trying to get as much weight as possible. Look, if you're an advanced bodybuilder and you know that you got everything under control, then yeah, you could try that, but I wouldn't recommend that. I recommend that you always keep the weight under control. Okay, so Hisham, I want you to do a front raise. Okay, make sure that you got the dumbbell under control, bring it up to shoulder level, and then back down. Okay, as you can see, perfect form. Okay, targeting the correct muscle, anterior deltoid stimulation, not annihilation. Brilliant. Okay, so always make sure it's important that you always use weights that you can handle. Try not to go too heavy, leave the ego outside. Safety first. Okay, Hisham, let's try a few more repetitions. Again, keep the weight under good control and then focus on isolating that anterior deltoid. Good job. Excellent. Okay, so that day is the front raise using dumbbells to isolate the anterior head of the deltoid. Next exercise that we're going to get into is going to target the rear delts. Okay, so I'm going to ask Hisham to get into a bent over position. Okay, so soft knees, hip hinge, bent there. Okay, and then I want you to have the dumbbells just in front of your thighs. Okay, keep a slight bend in your elbows and then raise the dumbbells, squeezing the rear delts. There we go. Okay, always make sure that again you use perfect technique. Always keep the weight under control. Make sure that the movement is nice and smooth. This is an isolation exercise. Again, try not to go too heavy. Always handle weights that you can and then progress as you get stronger and as you get comfortable with the movement. Okay, brilliant. Good job, Hisham. Okay, keep breathing. And stop. Okay, good job. Okay, so that was the bent over lateral raise to target the rear deltoids. Okay, so the next exercise that we're going to do, we're actually going to work on the chest or the pectorals. So we're going to do the flat dumbbell press, a very common exercise that is used to build mass on the chest. So I'm going to ask Hisham to lie on his back. Hisham, you can lie on your back. Okay, again, always make sure that we have a good grip on the dumbbells. A lot of times you find that people use a false grip. That's also fine as long as you can keep the dumbbell under control. Okay, so lowering the dumbbells and bending your elbows to 90 degrees, you're going to get a nice stretch in your pectorals and then drive the dumbbells towards the ceiling, giving yourself a good squeeze in the pectorals. You should be able to feel that full range of motion, work the muscle through the full range of motion. Okay, we're always trying to stimulate as many muscle fibers as possible so that we can actually achieve our goal of building muscle. Okay, brilliant. Good job, Hisham. That's great. And if you're going heavy for any reason, it's always good to have someone always ready to give you a spot in case something goes wrong. But I always advise that, handle weights, use weights that you can handle, always. Good job, Hisham. Okay, brilliant. Good job. Okay, there we go. So one of the common mistakes that we see is poor technique. Guys trying to move their arms the wrong way. I would really suggest that, get someone who already knows how to do this exercise correctly to coach you on the correct technique, or you can just follow along. As you can see how Hisham is performing the exercise. He's very experienced, he's a very seasoned lifter, and he's able to do that with correct form, and he's also using resistance that he can handle. We're going to demonstrate this exercise one more time. Okay, Hisham, one more set. Okay. Right. Remember to work the muscle through its entire range of motion. Okay. Muscle stimulation is very important if you're trying to build muscle. So always pay attention to what is happening in the muscle that you're actually working on. Good job, Hisham. one of the most fundamental things that you actually need to develop is the mind-muscle connection. Whenever you're training a certain muscle, you need to be able to connect mentally to that muscle to be able to gauge and feel exactly what is going on within the muscle. Okay, Hisham, that's great. You can put the dumbbells down. Hisham, let's get into a drop set on the pec machine. We're going to go for 8 reps per drop. Okay, let's go. Let's go, Jim. Okay. Okay. See, although Hisham is using a pretty heavy weight, he's still able to keep that weight under good control, stimulating the target muscle, getting full range of motion. As you can see, his pectorals constantly under tension. Let's go, Hisham. Come on, champ. Okay. All right, let's go. Drive. Okay. Come over. Good job. Let's go. All the way. Let's go. One more. Okay. Last set. Okay. Give it a nice squeeze. Okay. 2 count holds at the top of the movement. 1, 2, and then back. Let's go. 1. Okay. Let's go. 1, 2, and back. Okay. Let's go. 1, 2, and back. Okay, let's go. 1, 2, and back. Give me 2 more. Let's go. 1, 2, big squeeze. Last one, force. Okay, good job. Great. All right, let's have a look. The guy cannot come out of his shirt. Okay. Looking good. So, in order for you to be able to build good quality muscle, it's very, very essential that you also follow a good diet that actually supports the type of program that you're doing. A lot of the times, people want to train very, very hard in the gym, but they actually don't eat well. And this is the reason, this is one of the main reasons why people do not actually achieve results in the gym. If you want to be able to actually develop good quality muscle like this, it is important. And I cannot emphasize enough just how important it is to make sure that you eat the correct foods. Good job, Hisham. Looking good, man. Okay, the lat pull down is a great exercise for developing the back. Definitely one of my favorite exercises. I'm going to get Hisham to demonstrate how to do it correctly. So once you get into a seated position, always make sure that your feet are firm on the floor, all right? And then using a grip, you literally want to just have your fingers look like a hook and literally hook above the bar, okay? And I would suggest that. Okay, so the lat pull down is a great exercise for developing the back. Definitely one of my favorite exercises. I'm going to have Hisham demonstrate this exercise. One of the most important things is to make sure that you're in the correct position. So once you get seated, make sure that your feet are firm on the floor, and then I suggest that your grip should not be too wide, okay? It should be just slightly outside shoulder width. As you can see with Hisham, his grip is slightly outside shoulder width, and he's using literally a grip that looks like a hook. So he's literally got his fingers clasped around the bar, and this way he's going to be able to just pull the weight as he brings his elbows into the side of his body. Okay, Hisham, let's try 10 repetitions. Okay, maintaining good form. Okay, so ideally you want to lower the bar up to your chin or just slightly beneath your chin, making sure that you pay attention to what is happening in your lats. You should be able to feel the contraction in the target muscle which you're working on, and this is the lats. Okay, it's very necessary to work the muscle through full range of motion. Okay, so bring your elbows all the way down for a squeeze and give it a nice big stretch. Good job. Okay, great. So that there is the lat pull down for the back. Good job, Hisham. One arm dumbbell rows, again, a very, very brilliant exercise to work the entire latissimus dorsi muscle. Okay, so what I'm going to get Hisham to do is to roll the dumbbell and bring it all the way into his midsection, just slightly underneath his chest. Okay, okay, bring it up a little bit higher, Hisham. Let's go up. Yes, give it a big squeeze, stretch. Okay, give it a big squeeze. There we go. Stretch again, maintaining good control over the dumbbell. You should always have good control over the weight. The weight should never be in control of you or too heavy that you cannot control it. Okay. All right, let's go. Big squeeze. All right. The one arm dumbbell row is perfect for actually working on the lat, right from the lower lats all the way to the upper lats. There are several variations that you can do on this exercise to make it target different parts of the back. But ideally, what we do when we're doing our workouts for the back, we use this primarily to build thickness in the lats. Okay, let's try for your left arm. Okay, good technique. And go. Demonstrated by the